I was driving fast on an empty road when something ran out of the trees and started chasing my car. It wasn't shaped like a man, but it didn't look like any animal I recognized. The headlights caught it standing between the trees. I was already braking when movement tore out of the tree line on the right. At first it was just a blur between the trunks, low and fast. My mind reached for something familiar and found nothing. It wasn't anything I'd ever seen before. It ran along the road, directly beside my car. I swerved hard. The tires screamed. The car slid before I dragged it back under control. In the mirror, I saw it changing direction without slowing, feet striking the asphalt in long, uneven strides. It was running at the car. I hit the gas hard enough to make the engine stumble before the car surged forward. The acceleration pinned me back in the seat. The speed climbed past 60, then 70. The road was empty, a rural stretch I'd driven for years without thinking about it. No lights, no houses, just trees pressing close on both sides and darkness swallowing everything beyond the headlights. I checked the mirror. I was sure I wasn't going to see it anymore. Instead, it was closer. For a moment, I told myself it was perspective. Darkness does that. Speed does that. Then it leaned forward slightly and increased its pace. I could see it clearly now. Its arms were longer than they should have been, hanging low and swinging wide as it ran. It moved easily, without effort. Its head stayed steady, not bouncing at all, and its eyes stayed on the car the entire time. I glanced at the speedometer. 80 miles an hour. The engine whined. The steering wheel vibrated under my grip. The thing behind me didn't slow. Its mouth opened. I didn't hear anything over the engine, but I saw the shape of a sound being made. The jaw stretched wider than it should have. Teeth flashed unevenly in the headlights. I switched lanes, acting on fear, trying to get away from something I couldn't understand. It crossed the road in 2 steps and stayed behind me. Then it leaned closer to the car, close enough that I could see the shape of its hand, fingers too long, nails dark, wrong, in a way I couldn't explain. That was when the fear hit hard. I slammed the brakes. The car lurched violently. The seatbelt cut into my shoulder. Tires screamed as rubber burned against the asphalt. The thing stopped instantly. It didn't stumble. It didn't hesitate. It stood less than 20 feet away. Then it started walking toward me. I screamed and punched the accelerator. The car surged forward, missing it by inches. In the mirror, I saw it turn smoothly and start running again, faster than before. My phone slid off the seat and hit the floor. I didn't reach for it. I couldn't let go of the wheel. Even if I'd grabbed the phone, I wouldn't have known who to call. I didn't have words for what was happening. I couldn't understand it myself. The road bent ahead, a shallow curve I knew well. Trees crowded closer here. There was no shoulder, nowhere to pull over. It closed the gap again. Close enough now that I could see its feet strike the road without making a sound. Close enough to see that its chest didn't move at all. It wasn't breathing. I accelerated again, and it surged forward with me. Panic took over, and the only thing I could think to do was kill the headlights. The road vanished. For half a second, there was nothing but black and speed. My stomach lifted, as if I'd driven off an edge. I held the wheel straight by memory alone. I turned the lights back on. It was right in front of the car. So close I could see the texture of its skin. It looked pale and damaged, marked with darker patches, rough in places like skin that had been injured and never healed properly. As I swerved past it, it struck the back of the car. Its hand slammed into the trunk hard enough to make the metal ring out, a sharp, hollow sound that cut through the engine noise. I felt the impact through the frame. The car jerked. I felt the road dip sharply beneath me, then rise again. At the bottom, the tires slipped for a split second, and I lost my grip on the wheel. Then, something dragged along the roof. I swerved wildly. The thing slid, lost its grip, then dropped back onto the road behind me. It rolled once, came up on its feet without slowing, and ran faster. Much faster. Its shadow merged with mine in the headlights. I saw the junction sign too late. I took the turn anyway. The car bounced as it hit the rough road. Gravel skidded under the tires. Trees closed in immediately, branches whipping past the windows. The thing cut the corner. It didn't follow the road. It ran straight through the trees. Branches exploded around it. Leaves and debris filled the air. It burst back onto the road beside me, already matching my speed again. It stayed with me. No matter how fast I went, it ran beside the car, close enough that I could see its reflection sliding along the side panel. At the same time, I heard nails scraping along my door, hard and uneven. The sound jumping as the car moved. Then the steering wheel tugged sharply in my hands, right as the scraping along the door grew heavier. Not enough to make me lose control. Enough to make me pull the wheel back. I drifted toward the shoulder before I could correct, tires buzzing against the edge of the road as I dragged the car back into line. It stayed with me, running. I forced the speed higher. The engine screamed and the road blurred, the vibration through the door getting worse as it kept pace beside me. The wheel wrenched again, harder this time, the pull sudden and uneven, like something had shifted its weight against the side of the car. I fought it, heart hammering, breath ragged, feeling the tires scrape the edge of the road before I managed to straighten out. Then the pressure changed. The scraping stopped, and something hit the door hard, close enough that the whole panel jumped inward. The window shuddered in its frame, rattling violently. I heard a sharp crack over the noise of the engine and felt it travel through the side of my head, down into my teeth. Then it hit the window, pressing into the glass. It bowed inward and rattled as I kept my eyes on the road and held the wheel tight. I was still fighting the pull of it when I noticed the road ahead opening slightly. Flashes of light breaking through the trees. At first it was faint, just a glow above the trees. Then it grew clearer. Streetlights, headlights, the shape of another road cutting across the dark. That was when I saw it turn its head toward me. The light was already filling the road, washing over the trees and the edge of the car. As it grew brighter, its face turned fully toward mine. It stayed level as it ran, eyes fixed on mine through the window. Its mouth pulled into something that might have been a smile, slow and deliberate. Then it began to slow down. Its legs kept moving, but the distance between us grew. I kept watching the mirror until it was gone. I didn't stop until I reached a petrol station and got out of the car, shaking so badly I had to lean against the door to stay upright. I stayed there for a long time, surrounded by light and noise, listening to other engines come and go, waiting for my hands to stop trembling. They never really did. I'm still not sure what followed me that night, but I don't drive at night anymore. And if I ever do, I won't take empty roads.